So I don't know what happened. Still haven't really talked to Danny much, so I really don't even know what the hell's going on. So we are going to go to our first guest here on 990 WBOB and also kjagradio.com. We go to our first guest, Swift Silver. And I believe we might have our guests with us. We've got to ring the group, as they say. You have to ring the group, which is always interesting on Skype. And I think we may have our guest with us. Can you see us? Can you hear us?
I can. Can you see and or hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you, my friend?
Great. How are you doing?
Pretty good, actually. It's always interesting when we do Skype calls, because sometimes people are there, sometimes they are not. So I am glad that you are.
I did have my doubts, I'll be honest.
Well, we are live here on our big broadcast here on 990 WBOB out there in Rhode Island, of all places. We also are live on The Mix on Tuesdays, and Swift Silver is with us today here in our broadcast. And it is a fantastic, fantastic group. Tell me a little bit about Swift Silver.
Well, first of all, thank you for having us.
Yes.
And by us, my partner, he's not here, so it's me.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. Just as long as I've got somebody from the band, that's all I care about.
Yeah. I'm the one you want anyway, but
that's awesome.
Well, right now I'm in Kentucky. It's cold here. I don't know about y'all, but so initially, like when we started out as a duo and a band, we were playing a lot of roots music and a lot of bluegrass, and we called ourselves by a completely different name, and that was called Grits and Soul. And I don't know, just like you do, you start kind of developing and you notice your ears are changing musically, and we thought we'd really like to do an electric band and would like a clean slate. And so we had some inspiration from one of the oldest Kentucky legends about John Swift and his lost silver mine.
That's fantastic.
So about 45 minutes from the Red River Gorge, and that's one of the places where the legend says that the silver mine might be. And so we, called ourselves Swift Silver, and a lot of the music that I was writing and that we were working on was kind of a return to our roots, because I grew up in Mississippi, and there wasn't a lot of bluegrass there. Kind of blues and Memphis soul was a bit of my first language, and John initially played blues too, and so that's kind of the direction that we went with it. And I don't know, it's fun to have a little bit of an identity change and become something new and just see where that takes you.
Fantastic. We have got Swift Silver with us today. They join us live here on our big program. And so tell me a little bit about the music scene where you're from.
Oh, man. Well, Kentucky is a hot spot right now. I'm not, my partner John is from Kentucky, and we were living in Asheville at the time, and he said, well, I kind of want to move back home. And I thought, well, I don't know what I'm getting myself into. But as soon as we got here, I love the music scene here. It's really eclectic, and there's a lot of great songwriters that we've been able to collaborate with, and some really fantastic musicians. And I think that helped us, in a lot of ways, because we were just able to explore the space and just see where it took us. And it's kind of cool, a lot of people might know or might have heard about Tyler Childers. He's somebody that has really blown up recently. And there's a lot of people in the scene, that are just, we're all interconnected and doing the same thing. It's a really cool and interesting moment, I think, in Kentucky music right now.
Fantastic. And you can get more information, swiftsilvermusic.com, if you want to buy some of their music and interact with them. It is swiftsilvermusic.com. So tell me about some of the different themes and some of the different things that you guys cover in your music.
A lot of it has to do with a lot of growth, and it kind of, runs along the themes of exploration. Like especially like I quit my day job and decided to start writing songs and playing music. And so, that takes you into a whole different path in life. And so a lot of those songs kind of explore a little bit about where I was, beginning on that journey and then where I am now. And I feel like it takes you through a bunch of different scenarios of past lives, and then here we are.
That's awesome. That is fantastic. It is Swift Silver. They join us today here on our big program, and you can find us. You can find us on kjagradio.com and, of course, 990 WBOB. So what is your social media following like? Tell us a little bit about social media and what you guys are doing on there.
On social media, we're on Instagram a lot. I'm trying to kind of venture out into some other places. I just recently got on TikTok and was kind of messing around with some videos and stuff. So if you want to find me there, you can see a video of my dog.
That's awesome.
And then I also have, like little music related things, but just experimenting. It's a whole crazy world out there that
yes, it is.
It can be anything you want it to be. Our social media is great because we do have a lot of friends and they're very supportive. And then there's a lot of folks that have just kind of stumbled across us and they kind of hear a little bit about Kentucky music and, find some artists, friends of ours like the local Honey Say or John R. Miller or somebody like that. And maybe they stumble upon us. So it's a fun thing, and especially during this pandemic that apparently is going to last an eternity.
It seems like it.
Yeah. It's just fun to connect with everybody and see how everybody's navigating those waters just like we are.
Fantastic. It is Swift Silver. They join us today here on 990 WBOB. And so you guys have got some pretty incredible stuff. What's been some feedback that you guys have gotten on your music?
First, thank you. I'm glad you liked it. I really have loved the response from what live shows we've been able to play. I feel like, everybody that gets a chance to listen to the album really finds something that they can connect with. And those that love it are super hardcore. And we appreciate that. That's a little vote of confidence about something that you've worked on and just put out there and see its flight pattern, basically. But at the live shows, it seems like people are really getting into it, and we try to get a good groove going and just kind of keep up that good energy.
Well, tell me a little bit about Belleville Blues. We're going to play that here in a few moments.
Oh, nice. Belleville Blues. Belleville is actually a street in Paris, France. I have a really good friend there who she kind of helped serve as the inspiration for this song. I met her in Indianola, Mississippi, as a matter of fact, at B.B. King's Club Ebony. And we kind of bonded over Lucinda Williams and a bunch of blues music and Malaco Records, where I used to work. And she sent me some poetry And I asked her if she wouldn't mind if I took a little artistic license, and I wrote the song from kind of the sentiment of her poetry. And I feel like, the tune says a lot about, I don't know, it says a lot about, moving on past some things and just kind of realizing who you are, and that's what it symbolizes for me. And, it also touches, I feel like, is kind of a good little reminder of our friendship as well. But that's just me.
We have got a great guest with us today. We are going to place you on a brief hold here on Skype, and we are going to play Belleville Blues, and we will be right back with Swift Silver here on our big program. It's Belleville Blues, and it's right now on our big broadcast. That is Belleville Blues, and it is Swift Silver here on our big program, and we go back to the Skip Skype, the old Skype-a-rooney, and we have got Swift Silver back with us here on our big program. And that song is tremendous. Tell me a little bit about just the whole production process and bringing that song to life.
Initially when we first started playing it, it was just kind of acoustic, and John he had kind of a really cool, Robert Johnson style arrangement that he had worked out. But then as we, put it together as a full band, it always takes on a different personality anyway. Because, and this is why I love collaboration so much. So the guys that were playing with us are in a different band. They're called Wayne Graham, and they're brothers who write and play together. And so Hayden was on drums and Kenny was on bass. And then John played a lot of slide on that song. And like I said, it just took on a whole new personality to it. And I just love how the groove and everything kind of gives that an extra emphasis, just the feeling of the song. And, I follow no man's path but my own. And to me, it just has a good groove and a good push behind it. I love it. And that's actually that song. Just in a couple of weeks, we're going to release a live performance of that on our YouTube and everywhere. Yeah. So that'll be coming out soon.
Swift Silver with us today. You can get more information on their website, swiftsilvermusic.com. They're also on Instagram, Twitter, and many other social media sites as well. So what has been some of your musical heroes and influences that you guys have that you use in your music? Okay, apparently that question threw her for a loop. That's just the way that stuff works. It's Skype. I need to reboot the production computer is basically what's going on there. We are going to do this while we get that figured out. Let's go to the next track. It's Come On Home to Yourself. Okay, apparently Skype rebooted quicker than I thought it was going to. So, let's go back to our guest. We are going to try this. We're going to see what happens here. I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay, we're going to see if we can pull this back up on Skype here. There we are.
Thank goodness.
What was hilarious was I asked you the question, and then you paused, and then Skype locked up on me, and I'm like, well, that question really threw her for a loop. But we are back. Swift Silver. Here on our big
we can
program.
try again. Is it on my end? It just like maybe you had already locked up, and so but I didn't realize it, and I was like, he's really intently listening.
Well, what was hilarious was I said, what's your musical heroes and influences, and you go well, and then nothing, and I'm like, and then and your video paused. And then shortly after, Skype locked up, and I'm like, man, that question threw her for a loop. So.
Yeah, I can't answer that.
It's too hard.
That's right. That's right.
Well, let's see if we can try this again. So, I was going to say, John really loved early Eric Clapton, Derek and the Dominoes, Cream, Blind Faith, and got me into a lot of that. And, I grew up on a lot of Memphis soul. So there's like a little bit of that, like the soul and Delta blues. And then as I, got out there in the world and started listening to more stuff. Oh, this is what I was saying. I, worked for Malaco Records in Jackson, Mississippi. And so I listened to a lot of Southern soul and the black gospel and old R&B. And, I mean, that just opened up a whole new world to me that I fell in love with. And that really, every time I go back to Jackson and visit, like my old boss always sends me home with like handfuls of music and everything to listen to. And so a lot of, where I was writing for this album came from a lot of gospel. Like I was listening to Sister Rosetta Tharpe and the Jackson Southerners. And
that's awesome.
I mean, Sam Cooke and just all kinds of stuff. And, I love Lowell George of Little Feat. Love them. We love them a lot. So we just, I don't know.
That's great.
Man,
that's great.
So much good stuff out there. I could go on, and your show's not long enough.
So tell us about this next track we are going to hear. Come On Home to Yourself. Tell us about this.
Oh, okay. This one, you can probably hear a little bit of that Texas blues influence. It's something, this is a special song to me just personally. Because obviously it's going to contain a lot of me in the subject matter, but it's something that I feel is important, for people to know if they don't already realize it. I think, there's so much noise out in this world.
Yes.
And we forget to listen to ourselves a lot of times, and it's really easy, to get distracted. And the guys, in the band, my God, they captured the energy and the electricity, I think, that goes along with the general idea. And again, it was another instance of being in the studio where this song just completely blew my mind once they, put their licks and ideas and all that with it. And this is one of the ones that is also really a lot of fun to play live.
Well, we are going to play that track. Thanks for joining us today. I really appreciated you taking the time out of your schedule to chat with us today here on 990 WBOB. And
thanks for having me. I'm glad you like the album. We appreciate the support.
Yes. Well, we are going to play Come On Home to Yourself. Thanks for doing this. We will talk to you soon.
Yeah, thank you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, have a great afternoon.
You too. There she goes. That is Swift Silver. And it is right now here on our big program. that was our guests.